It's not an actual small loss that ruins many traders. It's what happens after our refusal to let go of the trades, that it's clearly a losing trade, but we have that belief that it's going to turn around. Or when we have that urge of making it all back up, just making up for our small loss, and we end up losing more, and that's how we lose our whole accounts and blow up the accounts. And that's why today in this video I want to cover two scenarios so you know how to handle the losses, how to handle these two scenarios. So scenario number A is when you get in a trade and it is a losing trade, but you keep on holding and holding because you believe it's going to turn around, but it keeps on going against you and you end up losing your own money, losing your own account. Scenario number B is when we had a small loss, we had a small trade, but because we had a hard time accepting that loss, we want to make it all back. We have that urge and we get into a spiral that like, I'm going to start chasing and I'm going to start revenge trading because I want to make up for that loss. And that small loss turns into a huge loss, again resulting in what? Losing our capital and blowing up the account. One common thing for both of these two cases is when we struggle accepting the fact that we are wrong. We cannot close that huge losing trade because we struggle accepting the fact that we are wrong. And same idea with a small loss, because it's hard to accept the loss. It's hard to accept the loss on the day. That's why we have that urge of trying and make it back up. So let's cover all of those cases, and I will share from my experience what are my advice on how to handle this. And I hope it's going to help you. And if you find yourself in these situations, let me know in the comments below. Would love to know how many people struggle. Is it usually scenario A for you, or is it usually scenario B? Share in the comments below. Let's get to the scenario A. When we have that one huge trade that we cannot let go of. Again, what is the whole reason we get into this trade and why we cannot let it go? Because we struggle accepting the fact that my trade right now, my decision, my execution was wrong. That it was a wrong call to enter this trade. It was a wrong decision, and we keep on holding because we don't want to accept that fact. We want to be right. Many traders, we have that huge ego, right? We struggle with accepting the fact that I'm wrong right now. And that's okay. Losses are part of the game. You cannot win without losing. And what happens, why we have that huge loss, and how did we allow that huge loss to happen? We remove the stop losses. We're like, no, it's just gonna bounce off this level, you know? No, there's no way it's gonna go down there. Let's just remove the stop loss. We remove the stop losses. What else do we do? More mistakes. We add more. We add more contracts, more positions, more shares, to more size to that losing trade. Again, resulting in what? Us losing more money because the trade goes against us. There's no stop loss. There's a huge size right now. And we keep on holding and holding, thinking that it's going to reverse. The problem becomes the longer you hold the losing trade, there is a higher chance that that losing trade becomes your identity, not your edge, it becomes you. We start struggling separating ourselves that this is the loss and this is me. Imagine holding that losing trade for not just for hours, but for several days. You get yourself into that state of losing for several days. Yourself, because you don't want to cut that loss. You don't want to accept the fact that you were wrong, that you messed up right now. It's hard. Sometimes we hold not just for days, we hold for weeks. And because again, we don't want to accept the fact that the trade goes in the wrong direction against us. What helps to avoid getting into those cases in the future? Okay, it already happened. What do we do next? Next, we become more strict with our stop losses. just introduce some non-negotiable stop losses. Maybe if you want to add a monetary value to it, that maximum on a day I can lose that amount of money or that percentage from my total capital, and I feel comfortable with that. Start learning how to accept the fact that you will have losses and you will be wrong in trading. Remember that trading is a probability game. You cannot have 100% win rate, 100% probability, win rate, and so on. It's not possible. It's just part of the game. You will have losses. But the whole idea is, the key point is to make sure that those losses, they do not exceed your winning days and your winning trades. It's all about the risk management. We're getting back to the risk management component. Have the stop losses. Clearly identify them. After losing trade, after, okay, it already happened, you don't have your capital anymore, what should I do next? Practice on a simulator account, go paper trading, practice how you actually execute your stop losses. Do you follow your stop losses? I'm sharing it from my personal experience. When back at the beginning of the year, when I almost blew up my futures account, my cash account, I was in that losing trade probably for like 2 weeks because I could not accept the fact that we are going down. Like, no, it's gonna reverse. It's gonna reverse. Like, we will reverse, right? Like, you keep on being delusional. You keep on lying to yourself, and you remove the stop loss, and it's not leading to anywhere good. And I had to cut it. I did not lose my whole account. I didn't lose my whole cash that I had on that account, but I used the majority of it. I lost all my profit plus extra money. And did it make me any good? No, because during the month of March, I had to take the whole month off. Because imagine, I was in that state of losing, and I had that losing trade for 2 weeks. I go to bed, I see a losing trade. I wake up, I see a losing trade. Why are you doing this to yourself? Like, every day you already wake up feeling bad mentally because you have that open losing trade. You cannot start new day fresh with new mindset, with new way of handling the things, because you still have that trade from a week ago that you keep on holding that loser. And we always, when we have something like this, it just drains all out of us. It drains all our energy, and our different areas of life, they struggle. You cannot enjoy life. You cannot be present, because you will probably struggle with sleep as well, because we have that losing trades that we keep on holding forever. And after this 2 weeks, I had to take the whole month of March to get back on track. So ratio 1 to 2. 1 week of struggles equals 2 weeks of recovery. And I went back to simulator, I went back to paper trading to see how am I handling the losses, how do I put my stop losses. And yes, for the first week, I didn't care about my stop losses. I still had that bad habit of me removing the stop losses because I just lost. I cannot allow myself to lose again. But that's our ego and our whole desire of being right. It's not gonna help you in trading. Take that loser mentality and take that mentality that every day it's a new day and losses are part of the game, okay? And if you just experienced a huge loss, please don't go back to trading right away. Especially if you were in that losing trade for some time, for like a week, or maybe if you were losing every single day, I do encourage you to take a week off and reassess. Like, what the heck is happening? Why? Why am I here? That's where journaling comes into play. Every time when you're in that huge losing trade, if you see that your struggle of letting it go, write down your thoughts. Why? Why I cannot cut this trade right now? Why am I holding it? Is it because I want to be right? Is it my ego that wants to be right? Or like what? What is the reason? Or right now you're gonna find some random reasons trying to prove, to prove that this is a trade and I need to hold to it. So don't be afraid to cut the losses. It's better to be fast in cutting those losses. Do not add more to your losing trade. Follow your stop losses. Have non-negotiable stop losses. I said it many times before, but just follow your risk management, and that's the key. Scenario B, it's when that small red trade and day turns into a huge meltdown. Why? Because maybe we had a loss on the day. It was a small loss, not a big one. Let's say it was a $300 loss. I'm taking it as an average. Let's say it's only 1 to 2% of your account, so you are within your risk management. So that's okay. You could allow yourself to lose those $300 on the day. But inside of you struggle again accepting that loss, and what you want to do, you want to make it back. I cannot have that loss. How come I lost? I need to make it back. I need to at least close the day, break even, or turn it green. Every single day needs to be green. I cannot have a red day. And that's when we get into revenge trading. And that $300 loss turns into $3,000 loss. Maybe if you trade with a pro firm, that's causing you blowing up your account or losing your capital and so on. But just because we had that urge of making it all back, it's not enough. I cannot let it happen. Like, I cannot have the loss on the day. So that's when you start forcing the trades. That's when you start increasing the size, right? Because I'm gonna go 5x of my account or my usually trading size and go all in to make it back up. I don't care if I blow up that account. I need to make it back up. And it turns into we turn into a crazy state of trying to make it back up. Like, this is not you, is there somebody else sitting in front of the screen and trying to make it all back for that loss. The thing is, revenge trading is not about the money. Revenge trading usually happens when we want to feel that we are still in control. That we are the ones in control of how the day is gonna turn, that we are in control of turning that day into green, and there is nothing good behind this. So what can help you in those cases, and what should you do in those cases when small loss turns into the huge one, and how do we stop that urge of placing more trades and losing even more money? First, have a clear rule for yourself. What is a maximum loss per day you can allow yourself? Is it a percentage per day? Is it, I don't know, certain ratio or monetary value? What is that maximum sum? How many losing trades can you allow per day? Let's say you place 2 trades, 2 of those trades were losers. That's a cutoff for you. That's it. It means you're done for the day and you move on. So have that rule for the losses, for your risk management per day, in order to tell yourself, okay, like, you see, you just lost $300 on the day. That's your maximum loss allowed per day. You stop here right now, okay? Next one, if you cannot stop yourself, by yourself, is do the lockout. I believe different platforms, different brokerages, they do have that option where you can set it up that you're getting locked out. If you are down $300 on the day, that's it, you're getting locked out until next day and you cannot trade. So those cases is when you cannot control yourself. You can let your brokerage, you can let your platform do that for you, avoiding placing more trades and avoiding that revenge trading. Use accountability. By accountability, I mean like sharing it with others, saying like, I just had a loss, that's it, I'm done for the day. Usually it helps when you post it to the community. I don't know, it helps me when I already posted to everyone and share like, I'm done for the day. I'm moving on. And if I have an urge to enter, I'm like, I just said to everyone that I'm done. I'm gonna keep myself accountable that I'm done, and I'm trying to avoid placing any more trades overall. So that's two scenarios that we have, scenario A and scenario B, and what usually happens in those scenarios. Now let's move to the mental aspect, because the mental aspect is the same, like it's a loss. How do we mentally handle the loss, and what should you do when it already happened? That's it, because I covered some of the parts, how you can help yourself in the future when you are in that position. But if it already happened, what do we do? Thing number one for me, and I shared it before, is stepping away. Close the charts, close your laptop. If you trade on a desktop, shut down the desktop and just step away. Take some time off the charts. Do not look at the charts until the end of the day. Maybe only later today when you get to your journaling. So the loss happened. This is the next step after you stepped away. Go and analyze it. Go and journal and see what went wrong. How did I end up losing today? What was a mistake? Because if we don't analyze our mistakes, if we don't analyze the losses, we just go back tomorrow and we keep on doing it again, right? So in order for us to understand how we could improve things, we need to analyze it, observe it, write down the lessons, write down the mistakes, and being honest with yourself. Remove the ego. You're doing it for yourself, okay? You're not journaling for somebody else, or you're not journaling to prove something to someone. You are journaling for yourself. Do you want to get better? Do you want to improve? Do you want to be consistently profitable? You are here helping yourself and your trading. So even if you feel like, I don't want to waste my time on journaling, sure. Are you okay continue losing? Are you okay struggling with consistency? The only person you're hurting with that is yourself and your bank account by blowing up accounts and losing the money. So please journal, reflect. If you don't like the word journaling, reflect, analyze, and find the mistakes and things that could have been improved moving to the next trading session. Next part is forgiving yourself. We become so critical with ourselves. As I shared before, our losses turn into our identity, and that's when we start being critical and saying, I'm a loser, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad human overall, I just lost, I'm a failure, I will never succeed. We start that negative self-talk. And that's how we get the spiral again, and it makes things worse. Please, guys, avoid negative self-talk. Again, everybody lose. Every single person lose in whatever they do in life. In any activities they do, in order to succeed and get to a certain point, you have to lose. It's just the reality. Like, success does not happen without losses. And if you experience a loss on the day, stop being so critical with yourself. Forgive yourself. Let it go. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself down. The key idea, okay, the loss already happened. You just stepped away. You analyzed. You did your homework. That's a key point. If you can learn from your loss, it's no longer failure. It's a feedback. It's a way to change things. It's a feedback on your work. It's a feedback on how you could improve. Now you have a plan. That's a key point. Do not take it personally, and do not talk negatively to yourself and beat yourself down. This is very important, because with that mindset, with that mentality, we're not going to win. If you do not forgive yourself for that loss, and you go tomorrow into trading, you already go with the feeling and mindset inside of you, with a mental aspect that I just lost yesterday. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad trader. There is no shame in losing. You just need to acknowledge that. You just need to say it like, yes, I lost, and just let it go. Just release it. That's why the next thing that helps me personally a lot when I struggle, when I go through losses, it's not just taking some time off the charts, it's just doing the change of activity, doing some physical activity. Go for a walk, go meditate, get some fresh air. We need to take that time outside, do something else to clear our head and recharge physically so you can release that stress physically. You're not going to do any good if you're going to come back to the charts and stare at the charts all day and over analyzing. I want you to clear your head and do something. There is life happening outside of trading. Trading is a little part of the overall life, okay? So do something outside of trading. Step outside, fresh air. If you don't want to do physical activity, do breathing, do meditations to release the stress, to ease off that anxiety and to help yourself. And the last point is just to ask what this loss is teaching me. Because many losses, they teach us and show us not only from the technical perspective what we need to improve, that we need to improve our trading, we need to improve our stop losses, risk management, the strategy, and so on. It also teaches us something about ourselves, right? It teaches us and shows us our behavior, our emotions. So just look at that loss from the perspective of being grateful for that experience, because without that loss, you wouldn't acknowledge that you're super overreactive. You're overreactive to losses. You struggle handling the losses. You have that greed. You have the desire of making it back, right? So look at it from the perspective, not just the technical side, but the emotional, the behaviors. What did you just learn about yourself, okay? So again, if you can look at your loss as an opportunity to get a feedback, that's already a huge win and you already are doing great. So after we got that mental reset, we took some time off the charts, we did some physical activity, cleared our head, mind, analyzed our mistakes, looked at the lessons that we learned. It's important to zoom out and look at the system. When you get in the right mental state, after you took some break, just look at the overall picture. Maybe analyze your losing trades overall, not then just that specific trade or day. Maybe it's worth just looking at the system on a bigger level. How was the strategy on that day? Was that loss part of my strategy? Did I follow my plan? Did I follow my stop losses? Was I following my edge, or was I trading emotionally? Do I need to change my whole system and the way I do the things, or I'm okay to come back tomorrow? It's just like that point where you do this check-in with yourself, an overall picture to see, are you ready to come back? If you feel like you're not ready to come back, I share from my personal experience, don't come back to your actual real life account. Do the paper trading, do the trading on the simulator to test out how are you feeling, how are you doing, how is the strategy, and if you are ready to get back into the field with the proper risk management, with the proper way of handling emotions, and the proper way of handling the losses as well. So one losing trade does not mean there's something wrong with the strategy right away. But if you're consistently losing, if you're losing every single day and you see that there were no emotions, it was purely on the strategy, but there's no logic behind those trades, then maybe yes, it's time to pause and look at the strategy and maybe make some changes. Maybe completely change the whole strategy and take some time off, back testing to find out what's working for you in order to increase that win rate. And some important reminders I want to share with you is that losses do not make you weak. You are not a weak person because of your loss. Trying to avoid the losses, yes, it's a good thing when you have a proper risk management, But when you specifically are scared of losses, that's when we start having that damage, because we struggle accepting the fact and we struggle accepting the loss. So even the best traders, the most profitable people in the world, they have losses. Take sports. Champions, they do lose. They have some games that they lose. The difference is how you manage that loss and how you handling that loss emotionally as well. So professional traders lose money and they're okay because it's a part of the journey. But emotional traders, they lose control. And that's a key point. Ask yourself, did I just lose my control? Did I lose my temper? Did I just lose myself with that loss? And I started executing and making actions that are not within my plan. And I don't know who is that even. I don't know who is that person dealing with those losses right now and revenge trading and chasing. Like, this is not me. So accept the loss. Learn from it. And get back to the field stronger. And remember that it all comes to the risk management. It all comes to managing those losses and making sure that those losses do not exceed your wins and your profits on the day. And remember to separate yourself. You're not your loss. This is loss. This is you. If you struggle separating, physically step away and separate. And because of your losing trade, it's not a definition that you are a loser and that you are a bad person. Okay? I hope you guys found this video useful and helpful for yourself in handling the losses. Again, let me know in the comments below how you've been feeling with handling the losses. Maybe sharing some tips with others what helped you. And are you more of a scenario A when you struggle and you hold forever? Or are you more of a scenario B when you cannot accept that loss and you start revenge trading? Thank you everyone for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video.